Another great way that you can actually find products, maybe you have no idea what you're going to sell. You have a certain budget, and that's all you know, and you beat your head against the wall, and you just can't figure out what to sell. A great tool to use is the Black Box tool from Helium 10. So if you come over here into Helium 10's tools and you go into Black Box, this top one right up here, this basically takes all 450, 500 million products that are on Amazon and puts it and re-indexes it in a way for us to actually find products. Now this is a really powerful tool. As you can see up at the top, you can do it by products, you can do it by keywords, competitors, niche, product targeting. But for right now, what I'm going to just show you is actually how to just, maybe you don't have any idea what you're going to sell. You have no clue. But what you determine is that you've got a monthly budget of, say, an investment budget of, say, $5,000. So you need to find a product that you can source for about $2,000. You've done all the math and you figured out that, okay, if it's a $2,000 cost, that means this product I can sell this product for, it's going to sell about $8,000 to $10,000 worth a month because you want to 3 to 5x that. So what you can do is you can come in here and you can say, since I've only got $5,000, I don't want to divide that by 2.5. Remember to get your number that you want to invest in inventory. And so to find something that's I can spend about $2,000 on my inventory on, which means if I'm doing everything right, I should be selling that for 3 to 5x, 3 to 5 times 10,000. 2,000 is $6,000 to $10,000 monthly revenue. I'm looking for a product that this is something that I have a good chance to stay in stock on. The price, you could put in a price if you want to say, I want something that's at least $19.95, and I don't want to go over $59.95. Now, these numbers that I'm giving you here, this is not the magic formula. You're going to put this in based on your certain research and what your budgets are and what your criteria are. You can play with this all kinds of ways. But what you can do here is you can find people that have reviews. And so I like to see people that have at least 20 reviews, because if it only has a few reviews, that means it's probably just launched. And maybe there's a good opportunity. So you could take a look at this if you don't get anything you like with 20 and lower that number. But I'm going to go ahead and start with 20 right now. I'm going to go with a max of about 200. I don't want someone that's just completely crushing it. Or maybe, you could raise that to 500. Maybe there's only one guy crushing it. So you can see here there's all kinds of variables you can change. There's not one magic way, but you got to start somewhere. So I'm going to say between 20 and 200. And I'm going to look for people that have a maximum. I'm going to leave the minimum blank, but a maximum review rating of 4.0. That means there's probably room for improvement, as we saw in one of the earlier modules of analyzing the reviews. There's probably a room for improvement. The shipping tier, you could put this in if you wanted to make sure it was small, so that you could air freight them over or something like that, but I'm going to leave that blank right now. There's some advanced filters right down here where you can actually put in the sales to review ratio, the type of fulfillment. You can actually put in, there's detailed training on this from Bradley in the Helium 10 where it goes into more detail. But one of the things that I'm going to put on here is I want to find FBA products. So I'm going to put a maximum of 2 sellers over here. Because if there's more than 2 sellers, it's probably either got hijackers on it, or maybe it's a wholesale product or something like that. You could put in a weight if you just don't want to deal with really heavy things. Say I don't want to deal with anything over 5 pounds. You could put a maximum of 5 pounds in here. The other thing I like to put is a variation count. The variation count is, I don't like to start off with products that have lots of colors or lots of sizes. It just complicates things. It's better to start off with something. Maybe later on, if you say you're doing a makeup mirror and you're going to do rose gold, you're going to do white, you're going to do black, and maybe that's a great idea. But to start off, I might only want to have something that has 1 or 2 variations. So I might put 2. Bestsellers rank I don't really care about. Number of images, this is where you could find people that don't do Amazon very well. So you could say they have at least 1 image, but a maximum of, say, 5. Let's go ahead and change that to 3. They only got 3 pictures. They're not using all their picture spots because you get 9 in most categories. 7 typically show. So I'm going to say 1 to 3 there. The sales to review ratios, the fulfillment, you could choose if you only want FBA, or maybe you're looking for someone that has FBM. The reason I'm not going to tell you the exact formula to use right here is because if I do that, then everybody does the same thing and you find the same products. But you could, if you wanted to find someone who's not FBA that meets all these requirements and they're fulfilling it themselves, which means it's most likely not Prime, then and you come in and you ship it into Amazon as an FBA, you have an instant competitive advantage because people will trust Amazon to ship it before they'll allow somebody else. Let's just leave that there. Let's just for right now. If we don't get any good results, we'll come and uncheck that. But just hit this search button, and and it found 69 products that met this requirement. Now it will go up to 200 here. And so if you don't necessarily see the same 200 as someone else, if someone else does the exact same thing, you may not see this. You may not see the same results. It doesn't show you everything. There's not like a next button to see the next two. It's not going to show you all. The maximum is 200. But you can see here it's found 69 that met all these requirements. That 6,000 and 10,000 a month. This is the price range. This is the review count, the maximum rating, the variation count, the number of images is not very good, and it's FBM, which means they're not shipping it through Amazon FBA, through Prime. And so you could scroll through here and you see if something else strikes your fancy. You can see that the BSR is shown here, so some of these aren't selling very well. Like this one's got a pretty low BSR. I would be looking at stuff that's sub 100,000. Sub 25,000 is even better. Like this one right here, high performance upgrade for your Razer. It looks like some batteries. I don't want to do batteries. You can come down. Let's see someone else that's doing. There's some iron, some vitamins. Got some more supplements. Some sort of party things. So it tells you all this small oversized. So maybe I don't want to do oversized. So what you could do is you could come back up here and you can say shipping tier. I only want small and large standard size, and change the search, and let's see what that narrows it down to. So now we're down to 33. So this is going to show me only the smaller products. That looks like it's a brand there. There's a T-shirt, supplement, some shoes. Looks like a necklace of some sort. The other thing you could do, if you don't want the BSRs, you can come up here and say, show me a maximum of 100,000 BSR. Now we're down to 25. So you see how this works? You can do all kinds of really cool stuff here. There's a CoverGirl. That's a brand, so we would say with them. Here's a costume, Edward Scissorhands Deluxe Glove Set. Here's a bloody hood mask. It looks because Halloween is coming. People are already starting to buy that Ruby's something costume. Lone Wolf padded backpack straps. There's some backpack straps that are selling $6,000 a month, 272 units a month at $19.98. This might fit into my budget. It's been on Amazon for 45 months, so this has been selling for a while. If this was a low number, like under 3 months, I would probably not base a whole lot on it. They only have one picture. If we click on it here and go take a look at their listing, we see that these straps, even currently unavailable right now, out of stock. It's a horrible listing. It's a 4.96 out of 10. They only got one picture. They got 3 bullet points. Their title is not very good. They're not doing Amazon very well. So this particular product might be a good opportunity. So what would I do next? Is I would take the ASIN of this product, which is right up here in the URL right there, and copy that. If this was something I was interested in, you could also get the ASIN right here. And I'm going to go over to Helium 10 and go into the Cerebro tool. And I want to reverse engineer this just to see real quick what is some of the opportunities, just at a glance. I'm not going to go deep into this, but just at a glance, what's the keyword opportunity here? And so the keywords, it looks like, take a look at the search volume. So there looks like they're backpack, obviously, climbing sticks, lone wolf tree stand. So lone wolf looks like people are actually searching for lone wolf. So that might actually be a brand name. But even just backpack straps, you can see here that there may be some opportunity for something. Let me take a look at the organic rank of 1 to 16. Search volume, I'm going to do 600 just to narrow this down. There's 6 here. So tree stand backpack straps. Huh, that's interesting. So I could go down that rabbit hole if I want. Tree stand straps. Um, so this just gives you an idea how I reverse engineer that particular one. I'm gonna go ahead and skip on this one right now. Um, go see if I see something else that this one here, giant inflatable football with a T. It's been on Amazon for over 5 years. Only weighs a pound. It's a large standard size. They're doing FBM, um, and they're selling $6,000 a month of it. 307 units a month. So this might be something I could do based on my budget. Um, Perhaps I have to go uh, see what these would cost me and do my spreadsheet and everything. But you see how you can actually find products in here that could be great opportunities. The other thing you can do is you can do it based on keywords. So you could come in here and show me where there's good opportunity based on keywords. So you could actually say like a search volume of a minimum of 600 per month, and let's find some keywords that aren't super competitive yet, like say 5,000 to the maximum. And a product like it's in our, I said earlier, we have a $5,000 investment budget, so we need to find something at $2,000 to buy in, which means about $6,000 to $10,000 in monthly revenue. But we could even raise this to we have a good margin. We go up to $15,000. I don't like to sell things under $19.95. I'll leave the max blank. Something that has reviews of say 15 or 20 minimum and 200 max. The review rating is a maximum of 4. The word count, I want at least, maybe let's go after a long tail keywords. Let's see what happens when we say 3 as a minimum. It's going to eliminate quite a bit of stuff. If I wanted something in a certain category, I only want to sell in, say, sports and outdoors. I could click on sports and outdoors, or let's say office products. Those are the only two. That's what I'm really interested in. You could choose that. You could tell it to exclude keywords if there's like some brand or something shows up. The monthly sales in units, variation count, let's go ahead and put that as a maximum of 2. The age right here, you can put the age of the product. So I want something that's at least been on Amazon, let's say for 6 months. It's not something brand new that people are in the middle of doing a launch on, because you can be misled based on that. You can even put the best sales period. You can, if you're looking for seasonal stuff, you can put best sales period right here. And so you can do all kinds of really cool stuff here. Number of sellers, maximum of 2. And then let's just see what happens here. See what keywords come back and what this spits out. I'm just making this up as we go. I found 14. So this is another way to get some great ideas. So look here, 6-pack abs stimulator. It's a long tail keyword. It doesn't have a lot of search volume, but sometimes lower search volume has higher conversion, but it's within our budget that we can do. I don't even know what this thing is. Let's view it on Amazon. So, okay, it's something that looks like this. So I could come in here. So one of these guys, this particular keyword could be a really good keyword. You show here, see it says last year's sales, best sales period was April, sales to review ratio, number of competing products. Gives you all this information here. So it's a different way to actually search on Amazon. So this particular keyword, oops, that's our old one. I take a look here. 95. There's a lot of people here with low reviews. Take a look here. So for this particular keyword, page 1, 398, 104, 155. There's nobody with like. That's the same guy that was advertising. We can even see this in the X-ray tool. So it's not generating a tremendous amount of sales, but it's in our budget. And look at this. It's a 4-star on Helium 10. That's really, really good. But this is just one keyword. So that's just one potential keyword. But if I look at the review count, there's somebody here that's got 3,778, and 398. This is an ad, so it's the same. He's the same. 366. There's not a lot of guys over 500 in here, so I could probably come in here and have a chance at maybe competing on a product like this. But what the next thing I want to do is I want to figure out what are some additional keywords besides six-pack ab stimulator that might be good for this. So I would have to go in at, like I showed you in an earlier module, I have to go and take some of these top sellers that are based on sales. So I'd sort this by sales. And I'd take a look at some of these guys in here and see what they're actually, like, let's say this one right here, ab stimulator. Let's go click on him. So this guy here is doing really well. And so I would take him over to Cerebro, and let's see what are some of the other potential keyword opportunities for this, besides that one that we just found, six-pack ab stimulator. So I'm going to go ahead and filter this 600, max of 5,000 for now. Organic rank 1 is 16. Word count, I'm going to leave that at 2, and let's just hit the apply, just to narrow these 2,000 down to 15. So these are some other related keywords here that could be, and look, there's a lot of CPR giveaways that are pretty low, and this guy is ranking in the top spots for some of them. He's selling a lot, so he's probably getting a handful of sales off of some of these other keywords. So there's some other great opportunities here that I would want to investigate. And so this is how Blackbox can help you find stuff that if you're just having brain fog, and you can go down these little rabbit holes and find cool stuff. Look at this slant board for writing. What is a slant board for writing? It's not a lot of searches, $7.71 a month, but you can just go take a look. Okay, slant board for writing. There's only 340 index for this whole thing on Amazon. And again, some of these don't have very many rules. 15, 4, 5, 171, 141. Let's pull it up, and looks like there's a lot of variations there of different type of products. This guy's doing $23,000 a month on his Visual Edge slant board. That's not bad. Got a pretty hefty fee though. These things must be pretty heavy. $15.40 on a $40 price point. That would probably scare me, because unless you can get these for like $3 or $4, there's not much margin there. So that FBA fee is pretty steep. And so this one's only a $6.25 FBA fee, but the sales are pretty low. But that fee right there, I don't know. So if we go back over here, let's just keep going. Mwama Essence Instant Translator, that sounds like a brand. Pop-up Suka. Butt muscle stimulator, six-pack ad. Look, hoverboard go-kart. Calendar chalkboard for wall. Dancing poles for home. See, that says that was a small oversize. So I'm going to, actually I want standard size. So let's narrow these 14 down. Now we got 8. So you see how powerful this is? And now if you look through these 8 and you're like, oh, I don't see anything I don't like, you can just come back up here and change some of the stuff. Maybe you're going to change this to 225. Maybe you're not going to care. Maybe change this to 4.5. Change the word count to 2. You could take away the variation count if you want, and just see what happens. Now I got 200 plus just by making those changes. So I can now come through the Packers jersey. That's probably Green Bay Packers. It's a license. That's something in Spanish. Canas para pescar. So look at that. This could be $52 for this thing. Let's see what this. Take a look at this guy. Something for fishing here. It's a fishing rod. So that particular keyword in Spanish for basically is the rods for fishing. It could be a great opportunity to go after it in Spanish. What was the search volume? 758 in Spanish. So you could reverse engineer that. But you see how Blackbox here can really find some stuff really quickly. And we found 200 here, so that's probably too many. So I'm going to narrow this down. Let's do a review ratings of 4. Just change that back to 4. Let's see. Now we're down to 43. Um, so you see how you could just go down these rabbit holes, and once you find something you like, you have to take a look at the competition, like I've showed you in one of the other modules. You have to take a look at the keywords and see if there's enough keyword opportunity. Run it through the Freedom Ticket test. But you can find some really great opportunities by either using Blackbox, the keyword tool, or you can search by the product tool. These product targeting and competitors are for some other things, but for helping you with some ads and some other great option other things. But for product research, products and keywords are the two best ones to take a look at. Or I can come back. Remember, I only selected these two categories. What if I don't care? I'm just now starting. I don't even know what my brand is going to be. Uh, I can just take those categories off. Go ahead and put a longer tail keyword here. And let's go ahead and just tighten this up a little bit. And let's say I want something that's, I'm going to go a little bit higher, $29.95. I'm going to do a search. And it still found 200 plus. So you can see here, by using these kinds of filters, I can find stuff that's within my price range, and I'm not getting too greedy or getting my eyes too wide because I don't have the money to sustain it. I had decent search volume, but not crazy search volume. I'm not going after the really big keywords. I could even knock this down to say 3,000 maybe. To knock it down even further, let's see what happens. Still 200 plus. I mean, so it's still just tremendous amount of opportunity here to go in and actually find products. So you can see how Blackbox is a super powerful tool if you don't have any idea what you're going to sell. But just remember, just because you find something cool, but here you still have to go through and do like I showed you in the previous module. If you find a great opportunity, you have to go through and check the keywords on it, run it through the Freedom Ticket test, check to make sure you can differentiate it, make sure everybody's not selling at the exact same price point. It's like a commodity item. There's room for opportunity there, and you can do really, really well. So you can see here that by using a tool like this, you can find stuff really, really quickly. Hopefully, by just sitting down for a few hours or maybe a day over a weekend, you can come up with a list of 5, 10, 15, 20 potential products that just cursory look good, and then you can dive deeper into each one of them, see if the keywords are there, the keyword demand, the opportunity is there, the differentiation is there, everybody's not selling for the same price, and then run them through the spreadsheet like we showed you in an earlier module, and then get real serious on cut 1 or 2 or 3 of them or whatever, and narrow that down to the one that you're going to go with. I hear people say all the time they've been looking for a product for 6 months and they can't find one, or they just do a Me Too product, or they go by some generic formula that they saw a YouTube video or another course, and everybody's doing the same thing. Use these tools, master these tools, play around with them, and you can come up with some tremendous opportunities really, really fast. I wish this stuff existed when I first started selling on Amazon. And you guys that are starting now have a major, major advantage that this just saves hours and days of time. So be sure to check out the other training that Bradley has on Blackbox, but this is the general gist of how Blackbox works and how it can be a great way to find really good products.